What was the first franchise concept that you ever got yourself into? What advice would you give them on how to create generational wealth? How did you go from like one brand to now starting to add multiple different brands into the portfolio? What type of sectors are you looking to add into your portfolio? What was the one thing that you wish you knew earlier when you got started in this industry? What led to now thinking, hey, let's add more brands? All right, so you want to introduce yourself if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. My name is Alok Modi. I'm a franchisee. Been in the business for about 5 or 6 years now.
Amazing. What was the first franchise concept that you ever got yourself into?
We were franchisees of Supercuts originally. I come from a background of doing mostly technology consulting and joined a family business, my wife's family business, about 5 or 6 years ago. And so they've done this for about 2 to 3 decades now and joined the family business after that.
Amazing. And how did you go from like one brand to now starting to add multiple different brands into the portfolio?
Honestly, just word of mouth, trying to figure out how we can scale properly, how we can operate different businesses in different geographic areas. So we just tried to figure out what was out there, would have a synergy with what we already know. That was pretty much it.
And when you look at like the future, what do you look for to like what type of sectors are you kind of looking to add into your portfolio?
We've traditionally been in restaurants, QSRs specifically. That's kind of our bread and butter. We've dabbled in doing, personal care, but we really have a passion for owning restaurants and operating restaurants. So I think there's an element of diversity, just like diversification, just like any other business that you own and any other investment that you have. But you got to kind of go back to the well of what you're actually experienced and focus on that so you can kind of have a better operated company in the long run.
Awesome. And what was the one thing that you wish you knew earlier when you got started in this industry?
Gosh, that's a really good question. Really live your business, and I came in at a time where we already had a set operation in our company, but you really have to know the ins and outs of your employees' lives to really make sure that they're successful in what they're doing. And you want to make sure that if you're going to scale, that your employees are successful personally and professionally. You got to really know what they're going to do every single day, what they're needing to do every single day to make that success for them.
I love that. And for anyone that's out there that now wants to get into buying a franchise, what advice would you give them on how to create generational wealth?
We're still looking for that, right? So I guess just try to find what fits your personality, what your passion is, and if that helps in that business, then it'll be really good for you in the long term. Try to have a lot of good partners, a lot of good employees, a lot of good banking partnerships, and that'll really help you in the long run as you're trying to grow.
Amazing. And did you get into this when you started franchising with Eclipse? Did you guys come into this thinking just one brand? What led to now thinking, hey, let's add more brands?
So we were already in a restaurant brand at that time. We were thinking about just trying to have a diversified portfolio. And that's really helped us in the long run. As the economy has come out of COVID and out of the pandemic, it's really helped us diversify, what consumers were looking for at that time.
Awesome. I appreciate it. That's great insight there. Thanks for your time, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Do you want to franchise your business and take it to a whole new level? Click the link below to schedule a free consultation today.